Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm the Archmage for Battleborn, and I also play the bass guitar.
And I'm Jack, I sing in Battleborn. We are a Skyrim-themed power metal band from sunny Windhelm.
Hi, I'm Will, I play guitar and keys in Battleborn, and this is Battleborn TV.
Your wooden swords are broken, 'cause metal's made of steel.
So we went into this with a want to create songs as we as fans of power metal and traditional heavy metal wanted to hear. So we really put our all into the writing process. We demoed, we re-demoed, we adapted, we readapted, we took lyrics, we threw lyrics, we brought lyrics back in, and we even cut quite a lot of songs that we had in the production line as well. And in the end, what we produced was 5 tracks on the EP that really define and refine the vision of us as a band. And yeah, that's what we've been working on for the last 2 years.
Oh, stand up and fight. The man of war is with you tonight.
Picture the scene. 6 guys, in a car on the way back from the home of heavy metal, Wacken Open Air. We're all feeling pretty devastated to be leaving all that glorious metal behind us. But then some bright spark has the idea that we should write a song. Someone cracks out an iPad and puts on GarageBand, puts in some tasty riffs and some drums. Someone else, a discarded Sudoku book, gets down some lyrics, and right then and there we brought the metal back.
That song, Bring the Metal Back, is also about the UK power metal scene in a way. So there are some exceptions, but for a while now, the scene over here has kind of needed to step its game up.
The album cover is of a bear. The bear has abs. The bear is taking down a dragon. The dragon has abs. All set in the beautiful landscape that is Skyrim.
So yeah, once we had the idea, we got in contact with Mark Wisnan, who's a phenomenal artist, and he produced the cover pretty much straight off the bat from what we were asking. We love it, and I think the fans and what we've seen on social media as well, we've had some really positive feedback about it too.
Why the Elder Scrolls? Well, it's perfect for metal, really. You've got dragons, warriors, a healthy dosage of mighty steel. A few other bands have dabbled in Elder Scrolls lore and that sort of thing, but we've really taken up the gauntlet and made it our own.
So the Elder Scrolls series and Skyrim specifically as a game, it's really stood the test of time, and there's still people playing it religiously now to this day. And it's been almost 10 years. I mean, it came out in 11/11/11. So it's really stood the test of time, and I think it's a testament as to how well received it actually was and how big a world it actually is. There's so much content within the Skyrim world and Tamriel in general that there's loads to really sink our teeth into.
Well, a good label deal is essentially just bringing on board some people who've released a lot of music and got really good at it. So obviously that can be a big step up for bands. Having said that, I think we've learned that with the right attitude and the right amount of free time and good music, you can do quite a lot with an independent release. So it is important, but maybe not as important as some people think.
Yeah, you can see that labels really do help bands progress and get to the next stages. We're starting out, we're brand new. We thought at this stage the best thing we can really do is do more learning, work out what other bands are doing around us, learn from other bands, rather than diving straight into bed with a label. In future releases we'll probably look at getting that sort of thing if it's available. We're not kidding anyone. We're brand new, and we'll just see what happens, and we're enjoying where we're at currently.
Wooden swords are broken, 'cause metal's made of steel.
Yeah, our schedule. I mean, obviously the COVID situation has made everything a bit more complicated, but we have tried to make the best of it. We've played some from our home live videos, which has been really fun, and we've had some great feedback, which is really encouraging. Other than that, as soon as we can, we'll go out and play some live shows. It's just not feasible at the moment, and if that persists, then we'll concentrate more on the writing aspects and more exclusive content for fans. We've got to find a way to make the best of it, and I think at the moment we're doing that.
So the whole stuff with COVID-19 is a bit of a double-edged sword. Sure, it sucks that we haven't been able to play any live shows, but what we've managed to do is actually use the time where we've been either off work or not doing gigs and kind of having that downtime really to really focus in on what we've been doing as a band and really focus on the EP release. So we've established lots of contact with other bands that we're really looking forward to meeting with and possibly touring with and doing shows with later on. So yeah, although the whole COVID thing sucks, I think it's kind of built momentum and really put that best foot forward for when it does happen.
Let's all stand up and fight. The man of war is with you tonight.
Back in my first band, in one of our many shit hometown gigs, there was what can only be described as a generously enthusiastic circle pit. It was in like this tiny little cellar that had a big pillar right in the middle of the room, and one guy broke his arm on it. And we were just a stupid teenage thrash band, so we thought that was the best thing that had ever happened to us. Nowadays, I guess I prefer when people don't get hurt at my shows.
Okay, so I remember there was one time where I was doing it was a show quite early on in my musical career, so I must have been about 17, 18, so it was a local show. I was playing bass in a 3-piece progressive rock band, and halfway through, I think like the third song or something, so about 10 minutes into a half-hour set, my bass died. I mean, it just literally died. And obviously being fairly new to bass and not really knowing the technical ins and outs of things, I didn't realise it was actually my bass having active pickups and a 9-volt in the back of my bass dying. So halfway through the gig, I actually had to go up to one of the bands in the support slot and go, look, dude, can I borrow your bass for the rest of my set? Luckily, the show kind of went on, but yeah, it wasn't something I really wanted to repeat. And then I did.
One of my favourite albums ever came out just last year, and it is The Smokeless Fires by a German band called Lunar Shadow. And this thing is like the late 70s metal sound, but on all the same steroids that Manowar were taking, and with like a little bit of that wet, martially black metal sound in the mix. And it is unpolished and emotional and sloppy even in places, but I would not change a second of it. Brilliant album.
A recent heavy metal album that really impressed me. It's not totally recent, but I got pretty excited about the Beast in Black album from 2017. That was one of the ones that really swayed me into this sort of style of music. More recently though, today in fact when you're watching this it probably won't be today, but I'm recording this on the 24th of July. Brand new album from Primal Fear called Metal Commando. I think that name is good enough that it can be brilliant. I have already listened to it and it is great.
So one band we've been really looking at the moment is Fellowship, because Fellowship kind of started a similar time to us, and they're a power metal band, and it's really, really cool to kind of be on the starting block with some other band. But what I really like about Fellowship is they've got kind of like the musicality of Twilight Force, and then they've got sort of the fantasy elements of, well, Twilight Force and the fun. They're basically the UK's answer to Twilight Force, but really, really original stuff, and they're really, really nice chaps too. So yeah, check out Fellowship.
Well, bands like us who are just starting out will probably be fine, and the really big bands, they should be able to take the hit and just sail through it. There will be mid-sized bands who have just put up a lot of their own money to go and travel the world and bring their music to lots of people who've just got bit at exactly the wrong time, and basically just going to be going home with a lot of debt. And it sucks, but I think there are going to be some bands who do not make it out alive.
So there's been recently a really big surge on social media of people itching to get back to live shows, either performing or going to see live shows. And I imagine that once the powers that be kind of give us the green light, then there'll be this massive supply of live shows. But not only the massive supply of live shows, but the demand for live shows as well. So watch this space.
On the plus side, we are going to see an explosion of really great albums over the next few years. So obviously there will be some releases which have been backing up as they get postponed, but also there are so many bands who are just going to be sat at home at the moment when they would normally be touring, and they're going to be concentrating on writing music instead, right? Because what else can they do? And who knows, maybe you're looking at one of those bands right now.
So recently we've been confirmed to play Hellfest on the Isle of Wight next year, and we're all really big fans of festival shows, and I've discovered personally quite a lot of band by going to festivals. So I'm really looking forward to what we as Battleborn can bring to Hellfest, and we're really looking forward to what we as a band can get from Hellfest as well. So yeah, really looking forward to that.
Future plans. Well, we're going to get together for the first time in 4 months. This in the next few days. So that's exciting. We're going to be closing the book effectively on the release, have a bit of a celebration, but ultimately it's just the first time we've seen each other in a while, so that'll be nice. Other than that, we plan on starting work on the next album in next month. I think we're going to start doing that, so that's exciting. That'll be the next big exciting plan for us, I suppose. But other than that, we look forward to playing live in your town, so come out and see us.